Okay. Okay. Well, it seems like the last live stream was like the Titanic when it hit an iceberg. It sank and fell apart rather quickly. I'm hoping and keeping my fingers crossed that this is actually going to work this time. With the last one that I just finished, I'm sure it's probably going to have a problem too, because it's 2019 and we still have crappy internet, I guess. Finally, a new stream. Hey, Sean, and to everybody, I just want to make sure I say this. I am very sorry about the internet problems. I am really sorry. It's not me, it's the goddamn internet. And it pisses me off that the one time I decide to sit on my butt and do a friggin' stream, this happens. Now, I have some good news on the streaming front, though. The last stream, I did talk about all of the uniforms before I wrapped up my stream. That's why I did not do this right away. So I'm back, but the color rush jerseys I'm done talking about. So hopefully, so on my end, what the computer did is it kept recording my live stream. So I'm hoping the rest of it's going to be available because according to my memory, YouTube uploads the live streams after they're done, not too long after you end the stream. And yes, I will blame Batman tonight, but I'm also going to blame my friggin' internet provider. Bunch of thumb holes. Yeah, get a new router. Great idea, Sean. Parents actually realize that, hey, our internet is overrated garbage. But no. But basically, I'll explain how my internet has been tonight. It's basically been like a sterile man trying to get a woman pregnant, where when it's time to get the job done, it fires blanks and doesn't work. Great. Isn't that just great? Hey, Zach, I'm so glad you're here. Like everybody else. I mean, as I was just saying to everybody else involved, I've been saying that my internet tonight has been, oh, great. Here we go. More unstable connections. Great. Oh. Okay, is it working on your end, everybody? Can you still hear me? Okay, looks like the internet's fixed itself, I guess. Yeah, I know. I'm just see to everybody watching this is why I have been hesitant to do live streams. Not only because I've actually had a legitimate reason where my work schedules are all over the place, but I don't like dealing with my internet. It's inconsistent all the time. Like, even when I upload videos, my internet either is really good or it's just like my last reference about 2 minutes ago, where it's like a sterile man trying to get a woman pregnant. When it's time to quote unquote deliver, it just fires blanks and doesn't work. And it's a real ass. There, I said it. So yeah, it's really a bit of a pain in the butt. So, well, I said I'd only do a stream for about an hour and a half, but since the last one fell apart, why don't we spend the next 20 plus minutes for maybe the next 25 minutes or so and just talk? So I've dubbed this live stream TheRockzilla94 Live, Part 2.5, Bonus Coverage. So if you thought you got bonus coverage watching, like, say, I don't know, NFL on CTV on a Sunday after the one game's over, well, turns out that you're going to get some bonus coverage from me tonight. And I see that I don't see any new comments at this point, so I'm a little concerned that the internet is starting to be dumb again. So if I could just get some reassurances here that the internet is still working, then I will be a happy man. Okay, there we go. It's fine. Good. Good. Thanks, Zach, for that response. So yeah, I mean, and by the way, I'm a little bit concerned that the other guys like the Wheatus Heat 96 and stuff are not seeing this stream. I hope him and Jeremy will come back. Do you think the NHL is going to have more teams bring out jerseys out of the vault? I would not be surprised. I mean, I think that Toronto will certainly wear their St. Pat's sweaters again. Ugh, yuck. There's a little rat running around my front yard. Yuck. Okay. All right. Thank you, Google. There's bad internet as usual. Yeah, I know. I hate rats too. Well, Nick, to further and actually properly answer your question, unlike your average politician, no, that rat does not have a slice of pizza, but I hope it does have either a shot of lead in it or a few talons from an owl right through its insides. Now I sound like somebody who could write some death metal. Great. Now, in terms of throwbacks, Nick, I could see maybe, for example, the San Jose Sharks. I did read something recently about maybe the Sharks kind of insinuating about a possible white throwback. Zach, I agree. I really want to see a throwback Panthers jersey. Unfortunately, what we will be getting is a new navy blue Panther, and I guarantee it's going to be a new design that is rather mediocre and really disappointing. But yes, I mean, the Panthers and the Ducks are two teams that I think should jump on the heritage jersey designation bandwagon. Sean, I mean, overall, I would take the Sharks 91 jerseys full time over anything they've ever had ever since. But I'm going to be honest. I actually think there's a few things they could tweak with the originals. Number one would be the logo to make it a little bit more three-dimensional. And number two, I feel that the original white jersey in the Sharks' history had too much gray on it. I think they could clean up their away jersey and make their logo a little more three-dimensional. And But yeah, no, Sean, to answer your question, I mean, overall, if the Sharks went full-time retro, I would not be against it. But I would like to see them tweak the original jersey's logo and take the amount of gray off of their away jersey because I think there's too much. But Nick, reading your comment about the Canucks, I mean, their 1970 original white jersey is the best jersey that they've ever had. And I mean, I love the skate jerseys, but overall, I'm just so sick of the Orca. It's been so refreshing to see people on here that feel the same way that I do. There's people I know that say, "Oh, well, the Orca suits Vancouver and the region so well." Canucks are not Orcas. And number two, I really don't like the look of that logo. And it's never looked on their current iteration of uniforms in royal blue and Kelly green. The Orca looks totally out of place. I mean, it totally belonged on their navy blue era jerseys, but not now. And yes, the Blackhawks do need their Reebok jerseys back. I am so sick of Adidas. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't paid as much attention to jerseys since the Addy Zero transition. To be honest, I mean, for me, I just find that that Adidas has done a really good job of disappointing me overall. I mean, the only Adidas jerseys that I would even remotely want as a result of good jersey designs are number one, the Toronto Arena's throwback, which I do have, and it's a great jersey, but I don't get why they did not use the rounded collar style that Adidas has for the Winter Classic sweaters every year. Number two, um, the Arenas, the Flames Heritage Classic sweaters that they're going to be wearing soon. I can't wait for those. And number three, the Blackhawks 2019 Winter Classic jersey. Those are really, really good. But the rest of them, holy cow, I just can't get behind them. There's been very, very few Adidas made jerseys that I actually want. Not blame Bettman for Adidas. Ha! That is true. Well, I know you've wanted a jersey collection video for a long time. Um, well, I'll explain on my end about the jersey collection thing. I mean, personally, I like the idea of over time showing people my jerseys as I do videos, but at the same time, I haven't done a jersey backdrop video in a long time anyway. Um, but in terms of a jersey collection video, there's part of me that doesn't necessarily want to show everybody everything. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, everybody and their dog knows that the hockey guy's jersey collection is probably one of the absolute best collections you're ever going to see, and he shows them so openly on his channel, and you know, and I tip my hat to him for it. But I don't know. I mean, I think there will definitely come a time where I do some type of jersey collection video. And actually, Nick, I think I said this before. I have been looking at doing some type of collection video in time for the 5-year anniversary of the channel. But at the same time, I mean, I like the idea of over time showing people jerseys randomly with backdrops. But you know, we'll see. I mean, I'm definitely not saying no, but right now I'm not gonna do one just yet. I was thinking around the 5-year anniversary would be a good time for it. And yes, your Blackhawks jersey collection, Nick, in my opinion, is really quite nice. And I am very jealous that you have that 2019 Winter Classic jersey, by the way. I really want one. And actually, Nick, I'll tell you a little story. Um, I was actually trying to get a size 46 2016 Stadium Series Hawks jersey, and I lost. But if I would have won it, I would have been happy as a pig, and you know what. So Zach says, do you think if Vegas were to do a third jersey, would it look like Tampa's third jersey or something else? Zach, um, here's what I know about the Golden Knights. They are planning on a gold jersey. What's going on is that Adidas is trying to get the materials and the fabrics right. And they're trying to make a gold jersey that matches the gold on the Golden Knights sleeves right now. So they've been having trouble creating a metallic-y hued gold jersey, and they've been having trouble with production issues trying to get the jerseys to the players and available for retail in time. So because of that, there is a chance that their jersey could get delayed until next season, but I hear that it should be available in time for this year. So we may not get it right away, but the good news is that I have a pretty good feeling that we're going to get to see it this season, which would be great. And I can fully confirm that it is gold, by the way, Zach. Oh yeah, Tampa's new third is absolutely horrible, Sean. I agree. At this point, I'd rather them just wear their 2004 Stanley Cup winning black jersey because everything else they've done since has been crap. Yes, I mean, I bet you did need to get that jersey, Nick. I mean, I want to get that jersey too. I just don't want to pay like $200 for it, though. Do you have to get permission to record the game? That's a good question. Not bad. You got a good price on that, then. Well, guys, while I'm doing this bonus coverage, as I've called it, Um, I think maybe I'll let the cat out of the hat about some additional plans that I have for next year. So, in case I haven't already made the announcement, actually before that, Zach, I I do agree that Edmonton has a really bad third jersey. I mean, it to me, it's not that it looks like a Bears hockey jersey. It looks like they took the Bears' classic ideas of the uniform and made it worse. Went with my cell phone vlog at the game. So another little special announcement I'll make is that I'm actually thinking about creating a 5-year anniversary logo for the channel. Um, is it going to be anything drastically different from what I have now? No. But my ultimate goal in the future is to have my logo look a little bit more cleaner and not look like something made on paint.net. So that would be nice. But but yeah, no, I'm thinking of maybe doing a special logo for next year to commemorate 5 years. I think that would be so cool. Nobody else ever does anything like that. So I think that would be pretty cool. Also, I better get closer to the mic. But yeah, make sure the background music doesn't get in it for copyright infringement of music. Yes. Um, with copyright infringements, the problem now is, and I want to get into this because it's really upset me that so many people have had copyright infringements on their videos, like, for example, Nick, over stupid things. Unfortunately, in 2019, the algorithms here are about as sensitive as your average man's scrotum. So what that ends up being or meaning is that even if you hear a song like, I don't know, Bohemian Rhapsody from Queen in the background, for example. I use that because it's one of the greatest songs of all time, and if you don't know that song, then you're probably crazy. Um, but anyways, if you hear that song in the background, you're going to get your channel flagged. If you see, if you hear an Olympian in the background while you're watching the Olympics, for example, farting, you're going to get a copyright infringement. Um, Music copyrights are so petty. It's just so. And by the way, even in the video game situation too, Sean. Um, here's an interesting thing. So you pay money to buy the game. EA spends money to buy the rights to use the music. So the music rights are already bought and paid for. What's the big deal? I don't get it. Like, in my opinion, something that could actually be a decent idea. Well, I'm sure that people who have monetized channels would probably hate me for this, but it'd be better than getting their videos shut down. Is like, hey, if there's a situation with music in the background, instead of ruining a video entirely and shutting it down, so how about instead of someone getting say 3 cents for every view on that video, why can't they just get 2 cents and give 1 cent to the copyright thing? I mean, I don't know if that's the best idea, but I'd rather something like that than the whole thing getting shut down. And yes, EA is really getting bad. I have not been impressed with their NHL games at all. Yeah, and these copyrights are so petty, and these music record labels and record companies make so much money. Who cares if somebody's got it in the background? Holy cow! Yeah, and the thing with EA is that you know, do I think that 2K Sports was any good? I thought they sucked. I never found a good 2K Sports game, but my goodness, NHL, EA Sports, they know they could just make the same crap over and over, and people will just buy it. I've watched their World Gaming World Championship for 2019, and I seen one player, his player just walks into the goaltender and the puck just goes in the net. It's like, what's the point in even shooting the puck? What the hell's the point? And yes, I see you got the new royalty-free music. And you know what? I don't think music should be a big deal in videos. I really don't. I mean, what I think it should be actually is it should be like this. As long as your video is not monetized, it should be okay. If you're making money off it, okay. Maybe they have a justified reason to complain. But when a channel like, say, my channel or Nick's channel or Sean's channel don't make money from this and just do it for the fun of it in these videos, why should we get in trouble for it? We're doing nothing wrong. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, and I don't blame you, Sean. You did the right thing just deleting them. It just pisses me off that these copyrights continue to happen. So next year there might be a chance 2K NHL is coming back. I don't think they're going to make a dent, but I hope they can prove me wrong, by the way. Yeah, they don't really put much effort in it at all, Zach. Been the same thing for 6 years. Yeah, it has. And they could add a storyline to it. Franchise mode could at least add real coaches. Yeah, I agree. Oh, yes, I agree. EA is better than 2K. At least it has been forever. But, there's always room for improvement, though. But, I'll be honest, one thing, and you guys know that obviously I talk about jerseys all the time because it's such a huge passion of mine, but they're always missing jerseys. In the older games, they had most of them, if not almost all of them, for every team. Now they don't. It's so stupid. I mean, it's just ridiculous the way some of this crap is. It pisses me off. Now, is there anything that I should talk about right now? All EA cares about are their microtransactions. Yeah, I totally agree. Some of the new NHL games, they remove the Regina Pats red. Yeah, I mean, the Regina Pats red jersey. Actually, Sean, you're gonna laugh when I tell you this. You guys will be the first to know this, but I actually recently, it was a couple of years ago, I randomly found one for sale in a thrift store. I was just walking through because my friend wanted to go in and check one out, and I bought a Regina Pats red jersey. It was actually really cool. I wouldn't expect to find a Regina Pats jersey really anywhere, especially here west. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, here we go again. Use the original Blackhawks uniform with the original logo and all the stripes. The 30s throwbacks. That's so cool. Oh, thanks, Zach, for the reinforcement. Yeah, Patrick Kane Knights jersey. That would be cool if you got one, Nick. Sean, I've never been to Saskatchewan before, so that would be a cool thing to do at some point if I ever get a chance to go on vacation. I'd love to see the rest of Canada because I've never been outside of BC except for the United States. Um, but yeah, no, I must say though, last year in the Western Hockey League, I was so excited. The Vancouver Giants almost made it to the Memorial Cup over the Prince Albert Raiders, and that I was so okay. So basically, right now, my internet's ask is like your stereotypical bully in a movie that threatens a kid that, hey, give me $5 or I'm going to beat you up. And basically, what my computer is doing is move your computer around all the time, or I'm going to shut you down because of your internet. Thanks. Yeah, the Raiders were a damn good team. I mean, yeah, that was really quite a team last season. But I couldn't believe how they got swept in the Memorial Cup, though. That drove me nuts, Sean. That was crazy. But actually, something that I want to vent on. None of the WHL finals were televised. I think all of the Canadian Hockey League finals, at the bare minimum, should be televised. I mean, what about TSN? They don't have any NHL except for regional rights here in Canada. Imagine if they got to show us some Canadian Hockey League playoffs and stuff. Would that not be awesome or what? Yes, that DeBrincat jersey that you got, Nick, is actually pretty good. So, is there anything in particular that you guys would like me to talk about while I'm still here and got the time to sit down and talk? Also, I've got one quick question for you all as well. Is my hour 25-minute live stream that sank like the Titanic that I just wrapped up, is it available on my channel now? Oh, it is available, Zach? You can actually see the hour 25-minute long stream? Oh, okay. Okay, so it only shows an hour and 4 minutes? That's ridiculous. My computer was recording me talk longer than that. So basically what I'm going to have to do is I'll have to go back tonight, quickly do a NFL Color Rush live stream wrap-up video and talk about the rest of the teams then. It's like the only thing I can think of did for their pre-game for the 50th anniversary opening night. So the player wearing that weird random Canucks jersey that's not historically accurate, his name is Dennis Kearns, and that jersey is the Canucks alumni team jersey. Well, they should have had the man wearing a proper 70s accurate uniform. Okay, I'm just going to grab my phone and see what it says on my channel now. Okay, so I do see that it did stop at an hour and 4 minutes. So I would just like to take a moment to thank both my internet and YouTube for the fact that I spent an extra 20 minutes of my life talking for absolutely no beep and reason. Thanks! Ridiculous. Sean, that is a great question. I have honestly thought about at some point doing some Major League Soccer videos, but here's the reasons why I don't. Number one, as you and I'm sure all of you watching this know by now, I've got way too many things to catch up on already, including baseball. It's already been difficult for me to continue going on adding baseball on top of everything I'm behind on right now, which the Color Rush stuff being done is a huge step forward for me tonight. The other thing is with Major League Soccer, teams are changing their uniforms all the time, about as often as someone changes their underwear in a week. Every time you look, bam, this jersey's gone. Bam, this new design's in. Bam, this team's got a new design. Or, oh, this team's doing this, and this team's doing this, and this. And, oh, there's these new special jerseys made for Parlay that we're wearing this year on top of that. So I just feel like, Sean, although I do watch Major League Soccer, truth is I do watch Toronto FC and the Montreal Impact a little bit, and I do watch the Vancouver Whitecaps. Um, I wouldn't go as far to say that I'm actually like a hardcore fan or anything, but you know, living in BC myself, that's the team that I follow. And whenever I get a chance to, I always try to watch their game. Or how many new designs can we create? I mean, I'm amazed that they're able to do as many new designs all the time as they do. I mean, look at Hollywood, for Christ's sake. They're out of ideas. Next thing you know, some of these teams will be out of ideas. But I think that teams should be allowed to keep their uniforms the same, though. Like, for example, the Galaxy. I don't know why they have to keep tweaking their white jersey because it's kind of a classic design. And honestly, I do like it. That's a design that I do like. Okay, the Fire are moving to Soldier Field. That is a bit strange. But you know what? I'm glad that Chicago still has their team. It's nice to see that Major League Soccer does have a bit of a following in some places like Vancouver and Atlanta and Toronto. I mean, they get some pretty good crowds in most places, which is really nice to see. But yeah, Sean, I hope that answers your question. I have certainly thought about doing Major League Soccer videos, but I just feel like there'd be too much to be covering all the time. They're getting a second team in Chicago? Yeah, that's stupid. I mean, from what I've heard, the Fire have had problems staying afloat, being the only team in Chicago. Okay, guys, so what I'm going to do now is basically I plan to keep the stream going for about another 12 to 15 minutes. Truth is, tomorrow I have to work a 10-hour shift. So I definitely want time tonight to not only get ready for bed, but also the big elephant in the room is I do want to make sure I provide all of you a chance to see the remaining thoughts of mine on the rest of the Color Rush uniforms that I did not get to include in my live stream tonight because my internet decided to be a big smelly bumhole and not work. Sean, here's the thing about my 10-hour shift at work. I actually like that shift, and I'll explain why. I work in retail, so people seem to really